Preston, Inslee claims that there has been progress with clearing the state right-of-way encampments and wants more money to continue the program. Along state freeways, Washington Governor Jay Inslee is asking for something more than a holiday spirit.
I believe in Santa Claus, but he's not going to solve this problem.
Inslee wants tens of millions of dollars to clear the roads and house the chronically homeless.
Some of the numbers we're talking about are less important to what we're actually doing.
That's after Inslee and the state legislature agreed to spend $143 million to clear state rights of way this year. The governor may debate the results, but they are listed on the state's Department of Commerce website, showing for all the millions spent, only 149 people have successfully exited homelessness. He argues shelter, supportive housing, and remediation of sites with blocks like seen here are part of the overall expense. Washington Senate Republicans did not shoot down the pitch, but say his overall budget proposal continues to lead to double the state spending during his decade in office. How can you possibly say $100 million is a good investment to continue this program?
Well, for one, it's changing lives. I don't know if you care about these people, but we do. You don't have to pay for them in jail. You don't have to pay for them in hospitals.
Inslee also bristles when asked why the state has been slow to manage problem areas like Seattle's Dearborn site that had 14 fires before crews moved in. How are you actually going to implement it in a manner that's fast, that actually provides results for people immediately?
Well, I'll tell you, we won't if we don't get the money. Okay? Now, that place in Dearborn, if we'd had twice as much money last session in the legislature than we got, we might have been able to do the Dearborn earlier because we have enough staff to do it.
The question will be answered, apparently, after the holidays when the legislature convenes to talk about it. And that shortened 60-day legislative session begins on January the 8th. For now, reporting live in Seattle, I'm Chris Daniels, KOMO News.
Preston and Molly, state health officials, they are urging clinics and hospitals like this one to increase their screening efforts. That's because people can have tuberculosis and not even know it. Then symptoms can show up later and other people can get infected. Though it is treatable, tuberculosis can potentially be deadly. And medical experts say as many as 800 former prison inmates could be carrying the disease throughout the community.
A little alarming, yeah. Should I get my test?
I guess that's slightly concerning, as with anything that's kind of, I guess, medical concern.
Doctors say people infected with the bacteria may not be suffering any symptoms, but still pose a risk.
People who may otherwise feel healthy and be able to go about their day are nevertheless in the community, potentially spreading the infection.
2 years ago, a TB outbreak at Stafford Creek Correction Center sickened more than 24 inmates. As many as 2,900 inmates were exposed, and 800 have since been released before they were tested for TB.
Outbreak that this most recent release is referring to stems from a start in 2021 at Stafford Creek.
Health officials are now urging doctors across the state to question patients and screen for TB where appropriate.
And it's really up to our healthcare system to sort of identify those people. And there's really not a standardized way to do that, other than getting providers to be aware.
How are we going to contain the people and take care of them? It's not only the way contain, we're going to take care of them, we're going to try to heal them.
Tuberculosis spreads through the air, but it generally takes prolonged contact or sharing a confined space to expose others.
Let's catch this before it becomes a bigger problem in the community.
Well, prison officials say there are no current outbreaks of any major diseases, and it is something that they closely monitor. Reporting live, Joel Marino, KOMO News.